Hello all. In this question we are supposed to draw the two views of a single riveted lap joint for 16 mm thick plates, and we are supposed to show at least 3 rivets in plan. So basically I am having two thick plates with dimensions 16 mm. Say these are my two plates and the thickness of each plate is 16 mm, and I am going to join these two plates with the help of a rivet, and they are saying that we are supposed to join these plates with 3 rivets. So I have taken 2 plates and I am having 3 rivet holes, and through these 3 rivet holes I will be inserting 3 rivets and I will be obtaining a riveted joint, and I will be drawing 2 views. First one will be the front view and second one will be the top view, and this will be the figure which I will be getting after drawing. So here if you look, you can see that here I am having 2 plates and these 2 red plates are joined with the help of a black rivet, and here this is the thickness of plate and it is represented by T. From this thickness of plate I will be finding the diameter of my rivet, and for that I am having an equation, and this is the equation for finding the diameter of rivet, and which is suggested by this Unwin's. So it is termed as this Unwin's formula, and according to this Unwin's formula the diameter of rivet is 6 times root T. Here the thickness or T is 16, so 6 times root 16 will be 24. So the diameter of my rivet will be 24. So here the diameter of my rivet, so this much distance will be 24. And what about the height of this rivet? So that height will be 2 times thickness. Okay, so the height of my rivet will be 2 times T. Here T is given as 16 mm, so 2 times T will be 32 mm. So I have obtained the diameter as well as height of my rivet, and certain other parameters are also required while drawing the top view of my rivet joint. They are the pitch, which is given by the formula 3 times D, and I also require a marginal distance which is given by the formula 1.5 times D. And if you look at this particular chart, actually these charts represent the standard dimensions of a rivet. If you look at the diameter of rivet, I have obtained it as 24 mm. So after obtaining this diameter of rivet, you have to compare this value with the chart. So if you look at the chart, you can see 24 is there. So I can use this particular dimension as the dimension of my rivet. Suppose I am getting it as 23, then I will be looking at the chart, and when I am looking at the chart I cannot find this 23. So I will be selecting the next highest dimension, so I will be selecting 24. So after finding the diameter, you have to standardize the value of diameter, and with the diameter and the height we are going to draw the rivet. For drawing the rivet, very first thing which I have to do is I have to draw a center line. I am drawing a center line, and to this center line first locate your rivet. So here the diameter of rivet is 24 and the height of rivet is 2 times T, which is 32. So you have to draw this 24 by 32 first. So for that I am going to by 32. So this is 24 and this will be 32. Now I have completed the body of my rivet. Now I have to draw the plate portion. So if you look at the plate, you can see that the distance between the center of rivet and the edge of the plate is the marginal distance m. Here you can see that this is the center of rivet and this is the edge of my plate, and these much distance will be the marginal distance m, and that is 36 mm. So the end of the plate will be located at a distance of 36 mm from the center of rivet. And the thickness of the plate is 16 mm. Now I am going to locate the marginal distance, which is 36 mm. M is found by the formula 1.5 times D, and which is 36 mm. So I am going to mark that 36 mm. So this is the edge of the plate, and at the edge of the plate I have to mark an angle, because if you look at the edge of the plate, actually the edge of the plate will be slightly beveled at an angle. Generally that angle is taken as 10 degree. So I have to mark that 10 degree at the end of the plate. So for that I will be taking the protractor and I will be marking that 10 degrees. So the edge of my plate will be like this, and I have to close this for obtaining my plate. So this will be my top plate, and this dimension I don't know about this dimension, so I will be just drawing it arbitrarily. And now I am supposed to draw the lower plate, and for drawing the lower plate also you have to follow the same procedure. You have to mark the marginal distance. This is m, and which will be 36 mm, and here you have to mark the angle of 10 degree. So for that I will be marking that 36 mm. So this much is 36 mm, and at this particular portion I have to draw an angle of 10 degree. So this is the edge of the plate, and my plate will be like this. But the dimension at this end is unknown, so I will be drawing that arbitrarily. So this is the bottom plate and this is the top plate, and this much angle is 10 degree, and this is the thickness of plate. And now I am supposed to draw the top of my rivet head. So in order to draw the rivet head top, I have to use some formulas. If you look at this, this much distance, that is distance between the center of rivet and to this particular point will be 0.8 times d. This is 0.8 times d, and this much height will be 0.7 times d. I repeat, this much distance will be 0.8 d, and this much distance, this height will be 0.7 d. So I have to mark that 0.8 d and 0.7 d. Here the 0.8 d will be 19.2 mm So I am going to mark that 19.2 mm to the left and right hand sides. So I am marking that 19.2 mm to the two sides. At the bottom end also. Now I have marked this 0.8D on this figure, and now I have to mark the height, which is this 0.7D, and 0.7D is obtained as 16.8 mm. So I have to mark that 16.8 mm on this center line. So on the center line I will be marking that as 16.8 mm. And here also I have to mark that 16.8 mm, and it will be this much. And now I have to mark the dimension 0.1 times D. We have to take this 0.1 times D, which will be 0.1 into 24, and it will be 2.4 mm. You have to mark that 2.4 mm from this particular point to the center line. So here I am going to mark that 0.1 into 2.4 mm, and I will be obtaining this at this particular point. So here also I have to mark that 0.1 into 2.4. So here also I will be obtaining the point like this, and with that point as center and this much distance as radius, that is this 0.8D as radius, I have to draw an arc, and that arc will be touching the 0.7D point like this. And this is how you will be obtaining the rivet head. So here I have two plates which are joined with the help of a rivet, and now I have to draw the top view. For that I will be projecting these two lines. So one end of the plate is projected, and I have to project the other end of the rivet also. So this will be the top plate, and since the dimension of this end is unknown, I have to draw it in a wavy fashion, and similarly I have to project the bottom plate also. And since these two edges are hidden, I have to mark it with dashed lines. But this portion will be visible, that's why I have drawn it with bold lines, and I have to project this end also. this will be my bottom plate, and in that plate I have to draw the top view of my rivet. So for that I have to project this rivet also, and now I am taking one point, and in that point I have to draw the top view of my rivet. So I am taking one point and I am taking this as the radius. I am drawing a circle, and the center will be at the center line. This is the top portion which will be visible, and this portion will be invisible or hidden. So I have to mark that with dashed lines. And this is how you will be drawing the top view of the rivet. And we are supposed to draw at least 3 rivets in the plan, and now you have to draw 2 more rivets in the plan. For that you have to take the pitch as 72 mm. The longitudinal pitch is given by the formula P is equal to 3 into D. D is 24 mm, so pitch will be 3 into 24, which will be 72 mm. So you have to mark another point which is at 72 mm from the center of first rivet. So I have to mark another rivet which is at a distance of 72 mm, and with this point as center I have to draw these 2 circles, and these 2 circles will be the top view of the second rivet. And I have to take another point which is at 72 mm from this particular rivet, and I have to draw another rivet head also. So that's how you will be drawing the figure, but here the space is limited, so that's why I have represented only one rivet head.